Continuing with our Curricula Choices series, I'll be tackling our first grade choices in this video. Let's go! As you add more and more children to your homeschooling days, in our family we have 5 kids, so it becomes a little more challenging in giving more individualized attention to each child. But fortunately, we do have a few independent students, independent kids, and that are occasionally able to help with some of our younger children. But depending on the season and circumstances in life, our curricula choices have looked a certain way. It may be a move, because that is very typical when you are a military family. In the past, we had moved several times, so we have had to rely on certain kinds of curricula because of this frequent moves. We also were adding on infants and toddlers, which also brings a new element to the homeschooling days, and that also may determine what kind of curricula we would choose. And curricula choices also would be based on my energy level. So a lot of times we rely on open and go resources because there are so many days when I don't have the energy or the brain power to go with anything other than something that is simply laid out and open and go. Most of our resources that we choose are pretty eclectic, and I would choose from different resources that we have come to love. We have never really gone with one big box curriculum. Before I get any further into the video, let me introduce myself in case you're new here. My name is Yuri, and I am a working dentist, and we have 5 kids that are aged 13, 10, 8, 5, and 3 years old. We have just completed our 9th year of homeschooling, and it has been a whirlwind of a year, but fortunately, the kids have been so resilient, and it has gone pretty well overall. We have a highly motivated rising first grader who has been reading everything that she could find in sight and loves seat work, coloring, workbooks, and drawing. Let's start with language arts. Language arts for the first grade level can consist of grammar, reading, spelling, and handwriting. So for language arts, we are going to go with CLE's Language Arts Level 1. And the great thing about CLE is that you already have pretty much all those components already incorporated into the language arts program. The reading, the writing, the spelling, and the grammar. And she had already started going through the 10 light units that come with the first grade level of the CLE Language Arts because she had grasped the concept of reading very quickly. So by the end of this school year, she had completed 3 out of the 10 light units, and I only had purchased 4 of the light units for this school year just to try the program out to see if CLE's Language Arts would be a good fit for her. And that's one of the great things about CLE. You don't have to purchase the entire program. You could just pick and choose just a few of the workbooks, because CLE calls their workbooks light units. You could just pick a few of them just to give it a test drive, a test run. And we had tried it out, and she is doing amazing. So we're just going to continue into the first grade for her with those light units. And I'm going to go ahead and order the rest of the light units from the CLE company. So I still have to order the light units 5 to 10. And another great thing about CLE is that these light units are very affordable. They are no more than $3 or $4 a workbook. And the program is very solid, and your child will get a very, very great, very thorough education from the program. And I feel like you honestly don't have to go through all 10 of the light units to get a really solid foundation. I did consider going with All About Reading since our daughter did really well and enjoyed going through All About Reading level 1, but I feel like she has really grasped the concept of reading this year so well that I believe she is ready to tackle CLE's reading level 1. And by the end of the next school year, I think she will be ready for even tackling the All About Reading level 4. And the reason why I would go with the level 4 is because I have that one on hand, since I had purchased it in order to use for our 5th grade son because he kind of struggles with reading. But we never got to it because All About Reading can be quite teacher intensive, and I just didn't have the energy or time to sit with him and work through it. But we have found that our daughter was getting really independent even with going through All About Reading, as she was grasping those concepts of reading during her level 1. So I feel like once we get to the level 4 of All About Reading, she probably will not need me as much because she is pretty independent, and I think she'll be able to tackle a lot of the reading on her own. But needless to say, All About Reading is more teacher intensive, whereas CLE, it does try to help the student to become more independent. And that's one of the goals of CLE, is to produce and help the students to become more independent. And we have loved CLE for the reading program. All our 3 older children have gone through at least levels 1 to 3 with CLE's reading program. And our oldest child has actually gone all the way through the year 7. And with this particular rising 1st grade child, reading has been my favorite to teach. It's been so much fun watching her grow and just be able to learn to decode words and language, seeing her so excited and so proud and taking ownership of reading. Comment down below on what you love to teach. I would love to hear. Along with the CLE's reading program, our daughter will continue reading easy readers like Amelia Bedelia, Fancy Nancy, and Frog and Toad. And I have no doubt that soon she's going to want to read some chapter books, because she will try to read her 8-year-old sister's or her 10-year-old brother's books, and there's no doubt that she's going to be picking up some chapter books in the very near future. We could easily count the spelling that's in the CLE's language arts program for her spelling education, but I have been really eager to try this program through Jack Chris Publishing, Soaring with Spelling and Vocabulary. And I think she's going to have a lot of fun with it, because there are a bunch of exercises in this book that almost feel like you're just playing games. Our kids have already been very eager to go through this program, because as soon as the package arrived in the mail, several of them were so eager to just go ahead and start the program. And normally I don't let them go ahead and start, but I gave in. And so 2 of our children are already zooming through their spelling program for the next school year. And a lot of times they just do it for fun. And I recently shared a video about this program. So if you are interested in checking that out, I have the link down below in the description box, and you'll be able to see what the program is like and decide for yourself if this could be a good fit for your family. For handwriting, we have loved The Good and the Beautiful. And for our rising 1st grader, we're going to go with the level 2 of The Good and the Beautiful's handwriting program. And we really appreciate this program because not only do you get your handwriting practice, but you also get art instruction and fun activities like connect the dots and mazes dispersed into the program. And our daughter will tell you that she really loves this program because she gets to draw. And I do have a video that I will share and link down below in the description box that goes through and compares several different levels of The Good and the Beautiful's handwriting, along with a comparison with the Gather Round handwriting. I'm also including the Draw Right Now program because our daughter loves to draw, And I actually thought she would go through this very slowly, but she has already started the book 2 of this program. If I had known that she would go through these so quickly, I would have brought the rest of the ones that we own. I only brought the book 1 and 2, thinking that's all she's probably going to get through before we see the rest of her stuff that's in storage at the moment, since we moved into our RV. I actually have, I think, 3 more books of the Draw Right Now program that's in storage, but I probably should have brought the rest because she is zooming right through them. But of course, if we have to, I will definitely purchase them for her because she is really loving these. And sometime during the school year, I think she'll be ready to try her hand on cursive, because I mean, her fine motor skills are amazing, and she has already just pretty much tackled all her writing skills with print. So technically she doesn't really need more instruction on print, but it's always good to get more exercise in that. So we are going to do the Good and the Beautiful, and I like that we're doing the Draw Right Now, but we're also going to try to be introduced to cursive. So we're going to go with this dry erase cursive letters from this company called Mead, and I like that it is dry erase, and it can be pretty much taken anywhere. It's very simple and super thin. So we're going to go ahead and try that out and see if she is ready, and then if she is, we may get the cursive books from the Good and the Beautiful. We'll see after we try this out. This school year, our daughter had completed Singapore Maths Level K early on in the school year and had moved on to the grade 1 or level 1, and she is actually already almost finished with the grade 1. So I feel like by the time she is considered a first grader, she will have moved on to the grade 2 of Singapore Math. Our family has really thrived and done really well with Singapore Math because of the mental math that is being taught. They are really able to solve math mentally, and Singapore Math does a great job with bringing in math scenarios that are really applicable to life. And also during the summer, we may just try to slowly do some math anyway. So by the time she is in first grade, she will probably be in the level 2. Our daughter enjoys deduction activities and problem solving. So I have a few games for her to try during the school year. So I have this 5 Little Birds game, and also a game called Cat Crimes. And they're both one-player games, so they're going to be great for when our daughter needs help, but I can't get to her right away. So she can go ahead and take one of these games and just try to work on them while she's waiting around. So 5 Little Birds looks like a fun game. We haven't really gotten into it too much just yet, but basically there's a little booklet that has all kinds of challenges that are good for the ages. It says it's good for ages 5 to adult. So I did try some myself, and they can get really, really challenging, but she will be going through the very easy ones and then just work her way up to the wizard level. So it starts with the starter level and then goes all the way up to the wizard level. So you have all these little challenges where it will show you a picture, and then you have to put these 5 little birds on the tree based on the challenge that you're presented with. So I think she'll have a lot of fun with that. And in Cat Crimes, you have to figure out which of the 6 naughty cats had done the naughty deed. So you are deducing by reading. So now she's ready. Our daughter, in the past, she really wanted to try Cat Crimes, but she wasn't ready because she couldn't read the clues. But now that she's reading and being able to read, I think she can be able to figure out how to read the clues and then solve these cases to figure out which of the naughty cats had committed the crime. So I think she'll have a lot of fun with that one. I also have a social skills activities workbook that Timberdoodle generously sent us. And I think she will love it because she loves workbooks, and it has activities like coloring, cutting, gluing, tracing, matching, and also includes art projects. And the workbook looks simple and colorful, and she probably will zoom through it. I think this will be a fun addition even if we were on the go and in the car or on a trip. We're also going to be working on typing through a free website called typetastic.com. Normally, I wouldn't be introducing typing this early on, but our daughter has been very eager to do some typing. And I found this website that works with children on typing even in the kindergarten level. And it looks like a lot of fun because you don't feel like you're typing, actually. You feel more like you're playing a video game. And I can tell that this website is already a winner for learning to type because even our 3-year-old wants to take over and try to type and play these little games that kind of help them to figure out where the keys are on the keyboard. So typetastic.com is what we're going to go with typing, and I think she will have a lot of fun with it. The rest of our subjects are really family subjects, and at the first grade level, you certainly don't need history or science, but when you have older siblings, you kind of get thrown into learning them anyway, or at least being part of it. So we are going to go with Biblioplan's Year 3 History. And we have chosen to go with Biblioplan, and this will be our first year trying Biblioplan. We have decided to go with Biblioplan because I heard that it is great for large families with varying ages, and also the Year 3 includes U.S. history, and the program that we're using right now, which is Mystery of History, it has some U.S. history, but it's not thorough enough, at least to count it as credit for the high school years. So I figured that why don't we go ahead and try the Biblioplan's program and see if the Biblioplan's U.S. history is what we want to go with for our rising high schooler. And for the most part, our daughter will be listening to the read aloud from this textbook called Remember the Days, and coloring a page that is related to the text that we're reading from this book, Coloring Through Early Modern History. And also, I'm sure she's going to love this one. It's a hands-on early modern history, learning culture through crafts, food, and fun. She loves anything to do with arts and crafts and cooking, so I think she will enjoy being part of this all the activities in here that will help bring what we're learning in the text to life. So I really like how Biblioplan is laid out. There are tons and tons of components that you really don't have to choose all of them. It's more like an a la carte buffet where you can just pick and choose different aspects that you want to include in your history. Like, for instance, you can include the timeline, you can include the map work, you can include even literature, because you can actually get literature credit through Biblioplan if you do the literature components that are offered through the program. So I like that you can cater this program for your child depending on which level they're at and what grades they're at. So that's why we're going to try Biblioplan. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you later in the future how it goes for our family.
She doesn't want Dad to help.
Wait, what was it?
She needs to go poo and she doesn't want Dad to help.
Okay, I'm coming. This year for science, we have loved going through Berean Builder's Science in the Ancient World. And we're going to continue with and move on to the next book in the series, and it's called Science in the Scientific Revolution. And we love how these books come from the perspective of what the philosophers and scientists of that time thought. And some of those ideas weren't even accurate. They weren't even true and right. So we're getting to learn alongside with them at their time, and we get to learn from their mistakes and from what they got right. We really enjoy Dr. J. Wile's writing style, and we have also enjoyed his experiments that are pretty easy. Most of them are very simple, and most of them you could just find common household items and do an experiment for the lessons. And of course, our rising first grader doesn't always understand the concepts that are presented in these books, but she is loving the experiments that go along with them, and by being able to see them in a tangible way, what these concepts are, eventually it's going to stick and she is going to understand them. So we will just continue with going through the series of Brilliant Builders. So that concludes what we have planned for a rising first grader. I hope this video was helpful for you in figuring out what you might want to try for your homeschool.
That blue jay's beak looks like
Oh, it looks like, oh my God. The blue jay's beak looks like, oh my God. You want to go look at it? Is it still there? Comment down below on what you have planned for the next school year, or what you have been using and has worked for your family. I would love to hear it. Okay, I'll go get you milk. I'll be back. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to help more families in their homeschooling journeys. I love making these videos, but they do take a lot of time in planning, but it has been a fun outlet for me and a great way to share our homeschooling journey with everyone. And we hope that you decide to join in our journey and follow along as well. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video as I share the rest of our grade-specific curricula choices, our summer plans, our family subject choices, and our year-end reviews. Have a great day.